Hey y'all, I swear I have literally the simplest, cute little cup. I'm having my tea. But I literally have the most simple skincare routine. I've already cleansed my skin. We're in Tampa right now, so I'm going to do a very light situation. Sunscreen, obviously. But anyway, so Corey's birthday is this weekend, and he just turned 36. I turned 36 in February. So yes, I'm older than him. But we were born in the same year, so it's not like I'm years older. We were young. I was 25 at the time, but here's the thing. I found out that I was pregnant with my second daughter when my first daughter was not even 6 months old. So my whole pregnancy was kind of like me freaking out. I'm still very much learning the mom thing. Corey had just started a new career. He was a teacher at the time. I was at home full time with Aiden. I was finishing my bachelor's degree, so I was taking online classes with a young baby. Now, when Emery was born, Aiden was 13 months old. Aiden wasn't even walking when Emery was born, and Corey was at work. Corey was going back to work. Emery was born on August 8th, and it was a Friday. And I had a scheduled C-section because I had a C-section with Aiden. And because my pregnancies were so close together, I had to have a scheduled C-section with Emery, or at least that's what I was told. And I was just honestly completely overwhelmed. Aiden wasn't walking, so I had a newborn and a 1-year-old, a 13-month-old who was a baby. I was at home by myself. I was taking 15 credit hours online. Corey was the only one working, and we were broke. Like, we were paycheck to paycheck, barely making it. And I was just like, this is just too much. I'm just going to get my tubes tied. We can't afford any more kids. I'm going to keep getting pregnant. I found myself getting like super emotional yesterday. I guess because him turning 36 means that I'm about to turn 37 in a few months. And it's crazy because it's something that we've been talking about. We have talked about multiple times over the past few years. Really the past 10 years. Our youngest daughter just turned 10 in August. And honestly, when we had her, I made the decision to get my tubes tied. And I got my tubes tied for a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons is because kids are expensive. We were young. I was 25. Like, if it's up to this man, I'm going to stay pregnant. And it just felt like the responsible thing to do. You know, we were not like financially stable. You hear people say all the time, like, how it's never the right time to have kids. Like, there's always going to be something that you have to learn. There's always going to be adjustments that need to be made. There's always going to be things that you have to figure out and learn as you go. But I was like in a rush to finish undergrad so that I could be in a rush to go back to work because we needed more than one income. So I made the decision to get my tubes tied, and it was a really stressful, scary, it felt like a forced decision. And so ever since we did it, we've always talked about to be able to see something in your life that, not that you don't like, because even the things that we don't like, if we allow them, can serve us, can teach us, can lead us to a better space. And so now, like this whole, I don't know, I want to know. I came here to ask if anyone has had experience with having a tubal ligation reversed, IVF. Do we have like IVF journeys here that you could share with me? You know, I have two beautiful, healthy children, but I just think it's so incredible that we're in a position where we could make a different choice. And I don't know, but I am going to be 37 soon. So I feel like the clock. Not everybody wants to work out. Not everybody wants to do fitness or necessarily fitness related content. There was a lot of investing involved in the first business that I started, and for me it was a no-brainer because I'm going to invest in my health. I'm going to invest in my education. But not everybody wants to do that, and I was looking for a way to help people make money, but where they could get started for not a lot of money. And the first business that I started, I had to buy products, I had to pay for events, I had to travel. I didn't have to, I wanted to do those things, but in order to learn the things that I learned, to get the results, to use the nutrition and really transform my body and my habits, that cost money and it took time. When I started digital marketing, I learned that, wow, I've just seen it so many times in my life, especially in our community specifically. We need more access to opportunities. We need more access to financial security and growth. And earlier this year, I started digital marketing as well because I found this passion for helping other people create more financial opportunities that didn't just require you to go clock in for somebody else, but ways that you could give more to your family without taking yourself away from them more. And if you have like never heard of, I'm gonna like link the course that I started, because if you haven't learned how to earn money online, but here I am building a business online, my whole course of my life has changed. And I started, we're in September. I started digital marketing essentially February. I purchased the course in January, like the end of January. And 7 years of being an entrepreneur have learned this year so many additional ways to earn money online. And the most exciting thing about it for me is that it's accessible. People who can't travel, people who don't have people to watch their kids and can't attend events or don't have, those resources, still have access to an opportunity that can create more resources for themselves and their families today. It took me less than 24 hours, but with digital marketing, I learned that there were other ways for people to earn online. Even though I've been building a business for the past 7 years, I started real estate a year or so ago at the recommendation of one of my clients. So one of my clients who joined me in a challenge because she wanted to get results. She's a mom of two. She saw my journey online. She reached out to me. She got started on a program, joined the challenge. I'll post that link too in case you want to work on your fitness goals with me. I got started to lose weight, went from 196 pounds to 113 pounds. Then I decided, okay, let me get my booty back. Let me build some curves. So I've had multiple journeys within the journey, like just not knowing for sure that where you are right now is not all that God has for you. I started digital marketing earlier this year because in my first business, not only was I able to help people get results, work on their body, change their habits, look and feel confident, because of those results, I was able to help people do what I was doing physically, but also to start the business opportunity and earn an income helping people do what they were doing. And that's so powerful to me because, you know, I'm not a single mom, but I had a single mom. And I know that I was in a blessed situation, a unique situation, but whether single mom or married couple, wanting more time together, needing more. And so I'm like, let me just try. I had no business experience, not many friends. I was a stay-at-home mom. I wasn't working outside of the home. Not a lot of confidence in myself at the time. Remember, I'm on my own fitness journey as well. So, you know, I'm going through my own struggles, but I'm like, if I can just try, see how it works. And my whole point of saying all of that is to say faith, like you really need faith throughout life, because where you are today doesn't have to be where you are next month, next year. It doesn't even have to be where you are tomorrow. And because I didn't know that, because I didn't look beyond my current situation, just one. At this time, he was coaching golf, which my man has never played golf in his life. He was coaching golf. He was coaching middle school, the boys basketball team, middle school. He was coaching high school girls flag football, and he was coaching high school girls basketball. And he was still helping with the boys basketball team, high school as well. So all over the place. I was like, if I can just make $200-$300 a month, he can quit one of his part-time jobs, because at this time we're literally paying the light bill, we're getting gas, we're buying groceries with our credit card, like just trying to make it from check to check. One of our checks at the time was our it was our mortgage. Okay, and this is why when I be trying to do what I'm doing and I'm talking on here, because now I'm holding my tea and my makeup and I'm not doing either one. So every time I do this, I'll be like, oh, it's just a quick little story time, but there is just never a quick little story time. But anyway, so I started a business. Where I could work on my goals. It was something that made sense to me. It aligned with where I was in my life. It aligned with who I was and who I wanted to be. I'm going to work on my personal fitness goals. I'm going to share my journey, my results, like what I'm doing. I'm going to share that, and I'm going to help people, and I'm going to make an income, hopefully, from home, so Corey can leave one of his part-time jobs, just one. I'm 5'1". I was 196 pounds. So in the midst of all of this financial stress, in the midst of going through postpartum, and I didn't even really know what that was. I knew that I wasn't all okay, but I didn't know why. I just thought it was the stress and the bills and the weight. So I started working on my body. I started working on my health. I wanted to be a better example for my daughters. I wanted to have more energy. I wanted to lead by example, to teach them certain things. So I knew that I needed to do certain things. And I just took a wild, crazy chance thinking that, okay, if I can continue to parent from home, if I can work on myself and I can make an additional income from home and just allow him to leave one. And that's really what kind of led me in the direction of looking at other opportunities, looking at things that were untraditional, if you will, looking at things that people probably, they absolutely did think I was crazy, and they were not afraid to let me know, you're crazy. Like, why would you do this? Why would you choose this? He has a college degree. You have a college degree. Get a career. And I was just like, yeah, okay, we're already doing that. And I don't like the way that looks. And the first business I started made perfect sense for me because I was also a two-time mom, had kids back to back, 13 months apart, 2 C-sections, completely sedentary lifestyle, gained crazy weight. I was 196 pounds, 5'1", struggling to provide, struggling to pay the bills, never seeing your spouse, not raising your family together. And I felt so guilty because it seemed like I was complaining. Like, here I am coming from a single parent household, not having any real relationship with my father, seeing my mom work, live her life, do her thing, and having a completely different family dynamic than that, and being so grateful for not only having, because he had to work and he wasn't there all the time, but he was present. He cared about what was happening in our home, helping me in any way that he could, showing up for us, providing for us. And so it wasn't that I was ungrateful or complaining, but there was just something in me that felt like, wait a minute, like there has to be more to life than this. So I just found myself like more and more saying, this can't be life. This can't be life. Here I am in a rush, now getting close to the end of undergrad so that I can get a job, so that I can go back into corporate America. I was going to go into accounting so I can contribute financially to my family. And then I was like, wait a minute, that means my kids are just going to be in school and aftercare. Yeah, we might have a little bit more income, but we're going to have even less time than we do now. And I just kept finding myself feeling like this can't be life. This cannot be life. Life has to be more than just struggling to provide, like struggling. That looks good. Just taking on more and more responsibilities to put us in a better position financially. And it not only was it not enough financially, we never had any time together. Like, I would literally see him maybe for an hour in the morning before he would go to work, an hour when he would get home, sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night after coaching. The girls literally used to ask me, like, can we stay up and wait for daddy to get home tonight? And when you've been parenting since 6 a.m., bedtime is like a gift from the Lord. So allowing them to stay up those nights, just because he would leave when they were in bed in the morning. He would get home when they were in bed at night. And it was just, we'll just say that I've done my research. And the funny thing about it is, the main reason, other than having them back to back, just feeling like I had a lot on my plate with trying to finish school, for some reason at 25, I believe that we would always be in a position where we were struggling financially. You know, I'm like, we cannot afford more than 2 kids. And I just saw Corey taking on more and more part-time jobs, coaching positions, just doing all of these extra things, which was only taking him away from home more and more hours of the day, commuting over 2 hours each way to work, just loading his, what we experience with our, I love this stuff. What we experience with our babies at that stage is just, there is something that it can't be described, it can't be explained, it can only be felt. And he just didn't have that. He didn't have that time with them. And so we always talked about maybe one day, like, trying again, undoing, having my 2. I don't even know what the process would be like, to be honest. I looked for my papers recently, my paperwork from the hospital, to see what specific procedure did I have done. Did I even have one of the procedures that's reversible? And then I've looked into the process where you can bypass the tubes altogether, like IVF. You know, I've just done a little research. So really, ever since we did it, it's something that we talked about maybe one day undoing. And one of the things that I really felt bad for Corey is he really didn't get to experience those beautiful, like, newborn moments. He always had to work, you know, so at night, like, really just being involved in the feedings and changing and just those little things that, if you're not a parent, man, when you experience it, you'll understand. If you are a parent, it's just like one of those, if you know, you know, things. The presence of new life and just what we experience with our babies at that stage. I don't know, now you see women pregnant, healthy pregnancies in their 50s, but I feel like the clock is ticking and that we should at least be, we don't have to run in any direction, but we should at least be walking in the direction of what our options are at this point. So if you know anyone who has experience with this, or you have experienced it yourself, please comment, share your tips or your thoughts, or share this video with someone. I know it was all over the place. It was from Florida all the way to Alaska, but I don't know. Share it with someone who can relate to something that I said, or this lady is crazy. She want to have another baby at 37. I don't know, whatever, but we'll see. Just taking a moment for the skin, because I don't know if it's the light or what, but it took me less than 24 hours. At this rate, I'm never gonna finish my tea, y'all. But after getting my store set up, I hadn't even gone through the course yet. I just started the course. I hadn't finished any of the modules, but less than 24 hours once I had my store set up to start earning. And I know people, especially now, especially in these times, need those opportunities to generate income, to create passive income. E-commerce, online shopping, the digital spaces are only growing, and I love the flexibility, the freedom to be able, I didn't even know how, you know, to look past where I was. And a lot of times when you can't, or when you don't have the faith, or you're not leaning into the fact that God has already, like, brought us through so much, that we can't look beyond where we are right now. I made a decision that has impacted the rest of my life because I feel like I need to blend this a little bit more over here. I made a decision that has impacted the rest of my life because I thought I will always be where I was in that moment. And I have dedicated my social media, everything that I share, to really sharing our story, because I know even if the situation is not exactly the same, I know a lot of people face those same like, what? I've just seen it so many times in my life, especially in our community specifically. We need more access to opportunities. We need more access to financial security and growth. And earlier this year, I started digital marketing as well, because I found this passion for helping other people create more financial opportunities that didn't just require you to go clock in for somebody else, but ways that you could give more to your family without taking yourself away from them more. And if you have never heard of, I'm gonna link the course that I started, because if you haven't learned how to earn money online, it's like certain conversations, certain opportunities we didn't know about, we didn't have access to. And there are ways, so many ways that you can earn an income without selling your time, without driving to a place, clocking in for someone else. Passive ways of earning online, ways to get paid for creating content. I realized that not everybody is into fitness. Not everybody wants to do fitness. And so I was limited in this space, because here I am seeing people leave their full-time jobs, spend more time with their kids, spend more time with their family from starting the same business that I started. But I felt like I was missing so many people, because not everybody wants to work out.